Welcome back to Boring Reviews.
Boring land.
Oh, just kidding.
Blasphemer.
Hello, right. Boring Review Nation.
Kind of pointless.
We know all things. Hello, Boring Review Nation. Gabe,
Nick,
and we are here today to bring you another song reaction, fresh off the presses. And Nick, I gotta bring you this because not that I get as many comments as you do, but some of the comments, even from my own family, were like, man, you're throwing a lot of love to the East Coast when it comes to introducing Nick from the West Coast. And mind you, Nick grew up in California. You know, West Coast did have a big role to play in the growth of rap, right? I would say even though, like, legit, rap started in New York, in the Bronx, where I grew up, my neighborhood in the Bronx. You know, you go through the history, we talk about BDP, African Bambaataa, Boogie Down Productions, that all started in the Bronx. My cousin, Venus, shout out to Venus, she was part of the Rocksteady crew, who was, what's today known as graffiti, or a tagger, you know, they used to go do
Rocksteady, I'm thinking the Ninja Turtles.
The Rocksteady crew, you know what I mean? They used to do, like, all the graffiti and stuff like that. But I would say one of the very first genres to really break the mainstream in general when it comes to rap has to be gangster rap. And gangster rap was so crazy that, we saw, you know, politicians, like, going over, what was that lady's name? A lot of rappers talk about it. They were, like, ordering records, and NWA was like, I don't care, they're buying them, and they would, like, go over them with, like, forklifts and, like, playgrounds just to destroy them or whatever, because it just grew so, you got the president and people talking about your music.
And it terrifies these people when the kids start, it's the kids, we're going to shape these kids to be this or that.
Yeah, exactly, and I was just laughing about it.
The kids are like, we like this.
And, you know, when you think about West Coast rap, of course, the most influential group, NWA, all right? Absolutely. NWA, they made the biopic about it, NWA. But I would say the most influential rapper, the first rapper that really broke the mainstream, at least for us on the East Coast, where we were like, holy cow, who's this? Where it was on New York radio stations on rotation. Oh, we were like, oh, man, my man Ice Cube. Ice Cube is probably the illest lyricist of his time, one of the dopest battle rappers too. Oh, there's another song I want to play for you if you like this one. It's probably one of the greatest diss tracks of all time, where I'm like, oh, I can't believe he said it. I can't believe he did it. They talk a little bit about it in the NWA biopic, but No Vaseline, if you've never heard No Vaseline, that's just straight disrespect. It was one of the hardest battle raps of all time. We were like, oh man, even New York rappers are like, man, we don't want to mess with them, dude. You know what I mean? Like, yo, because I mean, it was that crazy. But the song that really, to me, broke through, and he was in the movie Boys in the Hood or whatever.
Friday.
And Friday, but that Friday came out later on. Boys in the Hood was really around the time when he started blowing up. But it was, I gotta say, it was a good day, or today was a good day. People say the title thing. I think it's actually, it was a good day. Have you ever said today was a good day? Or I gotta say it was a good day.
I've heard the title.
You've heard the title.
I've heard the song.
It is probably, when you listen to his lyrics, that's when we're like, in New York, we're like, oh man, who's this guy? And then he would say things, and you're like, what is he talking about 6'4"? We had no idea what a 6'4" was. So we're like, nah, this is prior to the internet, you know, young cats and kitties. So we're like, what is a 6'4"? So we were waiting, and then of course he come on Yo MTV Raps, and he was showing, oh, the cars are 6'4", and we had to really get accustomed to the West Coast slang because we weren't used to it in New York. But bro, Ice Cube is one of the most respected rappers, period. Top 5, top 10 in the game. He's up there on the Mount Rushmore again with Biggie, with Tupac, with Eminem, Nas, Jay-Z. As far as West Coast is concerned, I can't think of a better rapper than Ice Cube. He can stand toe-to-toe with anyone. So I'm excited for you to check out this video and be introduced to gangster rap, what really, I think, made rap mainstream, if you could believe it. It was gangster rap that really made rap mainstream, and I think made record companies start paying attention. Like, oh, wow, we could really make some money off these guys.
It's all about that money.
Oh, let's be honest.
How do you not love Ice Cube? I mean, he's just a huge personality. You see him in movies, obviously have for years. His movies with Kevin Hart. What are those, man, what's that thing called? I can't remember.
Which one? Night Shift, or...
what was the one that, like, just blew up where he's trying to marry his sister.
Oh,
why can't I think of that? Anyways, let us know in the comment section. I can't think of it right now. But obviously, there's so many other movies that Ice Cube's been in. And I'm excited to listen to this song because I have heard the title. I've heard a lot about it. Just haven't heard the song before. So we're going to check this out. As we do, if you like anything about this, please don't forget to
like and subscribe.
And let us know what you want us to listen to next time from this genre, please. What should I be exposed to? Here we go.
And I remember watching this video the first time. Like, we live in buildings in New York. Like, this isn't how we lived. And it was just so far. Like, what?
That would be interesting. There's a big difference with West Coast. I mean, there's obviously apartment buildings and whatnot, but not as much. There you go.
Just waking up in the morning, gotta thank God. I don't know, but today seems kinda odd. No barking from the dog, no small. And mama cooked the breakfast with no hog. I got my grub on, but didn't dig out. Finally got a call from a girl I wanna dig out. Hooked it up for
Pager
as I hit the dough, thinking will I live another 24? I gotta go, cause I got me a drop top. And if I hit the switch, I can make the ass drop. Had to stop at a red light, looking in my mirror, not a jacker in sight, and everything is alright. I got a beat from Kim, and she could do it all night. Called up the homies and I'm asking y'all, which part are y'all playing basketball? Get me on the court and I'm troubled. Last week messed around and got a triple-double. Freaking brothers every way like MJ. I can't believe today was a good day. Drove to the pad and hit the showers. Didn't even get no static from the cowards. Cause just yesterday, them booze tried to blast me. Saw the police and they rolled right past me. No flexing, didn't even look in a brother's direction as I ran the intersection. Went to Show Dog's house, they was watching Yo MTV raps. What's the haps on the craps? Shake 'em up, shake 'em up, shake 'em up, shake 'em. Roll 'em in a circle of homies and watch me break 'em with a 7-11, 7-11, 7 even back door, little Joe. I picked up the cash flow. Then we played bones, and I'm yelling domino. Plus nobody I know got killed in South Central LA. Today was a good day. Left my homie's house paid. Picked up a girl, been trying to dig since the 12th grade. It's ironic, I had the boo, she had the chronic. The Lakers beat the Supersonics. Felt on the big fat fanny, pulled out the jammy and killed the poo nanny. And my Jimmy runs deep, so deep, so deep, put her butt to sleep. Woke her up around 1, she didn't hesitate to call Ice Cube the Top Gun. Drove her to the pad and I'm coasting. Took another sip of the potion, hit the 3-wheel motion.
Nice.
I was glad everything had worked out. Dropped the bird off and then chirped out. Today was like one of those 5 dreams. Didn't even see a berry flashing those high beams. No helicopter looking for the murder. 2 in the morning, got the fat burger. Even saw the lights of the Goodyear blimp, and it read Ice Cube's a pimp. Drunk as hell, but no throwing up. Halfway home, and my pager still blowing up. Today I didn't even have to use my AK. I gotta say it was a good day.
So, thoughts on one of the West Coast greatest? One of the West Coast greatest.
I mean, I absolutely loved it, first of all. But I'm trying to think, when did this come out? Early, mid-90s?
Yeah, this was about mid-90s. Yeah.
I love it when a rapper is autobiographical with their lyrics, right? They're not just talking about the stuff that they have. They're not just talking about how hot this girl is, this or that, or whatever. A lot of songs are about these days in all genres, right? I like how he's able to take a simple concept as, hey, today's a good day. Like, how many times do we say that? We don't say that too much unless something amazing happened, right? Or we spent a lot of money and it was fun. How often do we say, like, nothing bad? This was a good day.
Nothing bad happened. Yeah,
I love that he took that concept, but he also infused it with the things that he or the people around him, his community, whatever it is, are experiencing on a daily basis. I mean, the line of no one died in South Central today or whatever that was. I thought that was really, really interesting to a song that's super easy to listen to, super easy to kind of jive to this or that, but it's telling you this story about a guy who's just happy about, and then this last part right here, which if you're listening to on the radio, you're not, seeing the music video or whatever. This is different because it's just a music video, but it says so much more as well for this. I mean, he's just doing, like, regular stuff.
Yeah, dude.
I mean, he's happy. I hooked up with the girl. I was able to, I played dominoes, played some games with my friends. Nothing bad happened. That part I loved about the lyricist part. You're absolutely right. He can take something and have it kind of be like a deep bar, or he can have something that's just like a simple bar or whatever. There was one that made me chuckle a little bit. I forgot what it was. Oh, Ice Cube's a pimp. Like, I just love that kind of stuff.
Your blimp, and it reads Ice Cube's a pimp.
Yeah,
and I like the Lakers beat the Supersonic line too.
That was a good one.
So he's really good about he's really good with his cadence. He's really good about rapping. I think that's why we noticed him in New York, because he was the first rapper that was non-New Yorker that you could hear every lyric, you could read, you could understand every single bar he was saying, and you're like, oh man, he's again a poet from that stretch. And you're absolutely right. It's being able to take a simple concept, like, I gotta say it was a good day. I didn't have to use my gun. Nobody tried to jack me. Police rolled by me and they kept going. And I know to certain people, especially to today's age, you don't understand, like, but even in New York, I remember having done anything. And if I'm sitting in the car with my friends and we're all young guys and a cop car rolls by, you're nervous. Like, you didn't even do anything, but you're nervous. You're like, so I know that feeling, like, oh gosh, whew, they drove by. You know what I mean? And that's just real. So him being able to articulate that, like, I love Ice Cube. Matter of fact, I was at the Raiders game, Raiders versus the 49ers, and there's a huge rivalry, Raiders and 49ers. He's a Raiders fan. There were more 49ers fans than anyone there, but they're all West Coast, and he was performing. He's a huge Raiders fan. And the minute that halftime came on and he came on and the beat dropped, everybody, like, started just goofing, because it's Ice Cube. If you from the West Coast, you got to have love for Ice Cube, because he just put the West Coast on the map when it comes to the rap game. And it's funny when
I can't believe he was at that game. You're so lucky.
Oh, man. Dude, it was
regular season game.
Regular season game. That was a great game too. And it's crazy because you were talking about autobiographical. Well, the coolest thing about NWA is that literally everything they rapped about was real, because Eazy-E was a gangster. The rest of them weren't. Like, he was actually a student still at the time or whatever. He lived in the hood. He was around that stuff, but he wasn't a gangster. Neither was Dr. Dre. Dr. Dre was actually with the World Class Wrecking Crew. He was a DJ before that, and, they did the 19s, like late 70s, early things where they're doing, like, more of the R&B and the disco and all that good stuff or whatnot. But Eazy-E was a straight gangster. He was a gangster. What you saw in the movie was true, and everybody knew. So when they were rapping about his life, the 6'4", the selling drugs, the being on the street corners, banging out, and he was like a feared and known entity in Compton. And I think that the last thing I want to say is, like, when I saw this video for the very first time, we didn't realize that even though you think of California as, California, sunny California, you got beaches, you also got a jungle out there. And that's when I realized, no matter where you live, you could be in California, you could be in Hawaii, you could be in the nicest destination you could think of. There's a hood. there's a hood everywhere, no matter where you go. And there's some desperate people in the hood, and it goes down in the hood. So, oh man, I'm glad you liked it.
I loved it.
I'm glad you liked it. Let us know if you liked it, if you liked our reaction to us. Let me know in the comments who else should I be exposing it to, because it's tough. You know what I mean? I'm giving them some of the greatest of all time.
He's feeling the pressure.
I'm feeling the pressure.
There's so much, and you want to hit that home run. This was absolutely a home run. And like you said, lyricist, you can definitely tell. You can definitely know. I always pay attention to writing, like in movies. I love movies. But you can also tell in songwriting. That's why I love heavy metal. That's why I love hard rock or rock, because they're writing their own music. Rappers doing the same thing. So even though the genres are different, a lot of similarities, and it makes sense. A lot of them have crossed over and done, you know, Linkin Park and Jay-Z, you know, Run DMC and Aerosmith and whatnot. Right. And those are just a few examples. But this was absolutely fantastic. Let us know in comment below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. That's the most important. And until next time.
We know all things.